match is now officially a Judy Bagwell on a forklift match.
I can see my fantasy, I'm so consumed in bed. What I see takes over me, I'm blind beyond
Woo! What a fucking great weekend.
It is.
God, it was good.
Fantastic.
Why did you just get so quiet?
Me?
Yeah.
That's because I wasn't even close to say anything. It was absolutely fantastic weekend.
Fuck me, I'm just doing this. Say something.
You can hear me now?
Very much so. Okay.
Good. I'm glad. I'm going to keep talking at this volume. No, it was an absolutely fantastic weekend of matches. I was very happy to watch it with both of you gentlemen. Yet again, AEW puts on another banger of a pay-per-view. But before we get into that, I am Ethan Hubbard. I am the co-host to the gentleman to my left. You can find me at Jensen Collins 3 on Twitter. You can find us at On a Forklift Pod on Twitter. And this is Clinton Davis.
I'm PK Batman on Twitter. Also PK Batman 420 on Twitch, where you can find me gaming Dark Souls right now and losing my fucking life. So find me there. We are also, if you're watching us on the Twitch right now, we're also at Channel Snicklefritz on YouTube. And right beneath me, my power bottom, it's Kyle. Hey, Kyle, how are you doing today, buddy?
Fantastic. How you gentlemen doing?
Hey, how did you manage to make your wall out of Darby Allin's face?
I know. That was there when we moved in.
Nice.
Yeah.
I wouldn't change it.
No, we're not.
No, but just don't ever have Kevin over at your house because he's going to put a skinwalker in the wall somehow.
Mm-hmm. He will. Yeah, but you know what? I got nothing to complain about today. This weekend was phenomenal. For those who don't know, I turned 32 in 2 weeks, but I also work retail, so we celebrated my birthday this weekend. And it's the best weekend I've ever had in my adult life. I've all smiles on this end. Great pay-per-view, great concert on fucking Friday. Went and saw Bad Religion and Alkaline Trio. It's phenomenal. Had a blast. And then, just everything goes right. Everything goes right. And you know what goes right? A phenomenal from top to bottom pay-per-view.
Absolutely fantastic. That was even the buy-in match, not bad.
Phenomenal.
And what a beautiful set of video package that they put together for this. Once again, as we've stated before, Kenny and Hangman needed My Way. So did Eddie and Punk. Like just every wrestling video package needs My Way by Limp Bizkit to it. You could give me 5 video packages, same card, same song. I'm buying into all of them for different reasons.
No, man, like from top to bottom, AEW, with the exception of All Out 2020, they keep producing near perfect pay-per-views. And it's especially been on a kick since they got fans back. The fans definitely add a lot to an AEW show. Those fans are fucking nuts. Any crowd that can make CM Punk the heel,
right,
in a match.
They were booing the hell out of him.
Oh my God, they were booing the holy fuck out of him.
Oh,
Jesus Christ! But
Which
you know what?
Amazing. Me and
Ethan talked about this before the show. We get too lost when we go match by match. We just get fucking lost. So what I'm going to do right now is give you a breakdown of the results of the pay-per-view. And then we're going to open it up to the floor for general discussion. So boys, give me a few moments here.
Soapbox.
We don't need the soapbox for this. This is all good news. Soapbox is reserved for bad shit, like Braun Breaker.
Oh.
Anyways, we kicked off the buy-in with Thunder Rosa and Sheeta versus Nyla Rose and Jamie Hayter. You know what? A phenomenal buy-in match. All the women did great. The finish came when Sheeta rolled through a jackknife cradle and got the pin to win. Awesome. Then we kick right into the main card of the pay-per-view where we have MJF versus Darby Allin, where MJF gets the win. The entire match, MJF was selling the fact he was going to beat Darby with a side headlock takedown. And he hit him with the Dynamite Diamond Ring, hit him with a side headlock takedown for the win. Phenomenal opener. Then we move on to the tag team match, which was the Lucha Bros defeated FTR to retain the belts. Screwy finish. It wasn't the legal man, and they hit him with what is it? fucking, what's the move called? The stuff pile driver. Hit him with the stuff pile driver on Wheeler to win, even though Dax was the legal man. So we're probably going to get another match between them.
Yeah, replay.
Then we had Bryan Danielson defeating Miro for the in the finals of the World Title Eliminator Tournament, where he hit a spinning rope DDT and then locked in a guillotine, and then Miro passed out. He didn't tap out. He passed out. I will say he was very quick on the pass out. Like, it was like mere seconds after.
Yeah.
But great match there. We kick right in after that into the Christian Cage, Luchasaurus, and Jungle Boy defeating the Super Click in the Falls Count Anywhere match. The match came to a crazy spot fest finish where Jungle Boy got the concerto on Matt Jackson, hit him with it for the pin to win. Great 6-man tag. Move on to the most boring match on the card: Cody Rhodes and Pac versus Malachi Black and Andrade. There was one black spot on this pay-per-view. It's this match. Pac got the win when he hit the black arrow on Andrade. Then we move on to Dr. Britt Baker, DMD versus Ty Conti. Britt Baker got the win when she got a cradle and held down Ty Conti for the 3 counts. So cradle finished. There was 2 on this card now. Moving to CM Punk versus Eddie Kingston. Phenomenal. Oh, fuck me. This match was so good. So Punk got hit 2 GTSs for the win on Eddie Kingston. The big story at the end of this was that Punk went to extend his hand and Kingston left the ring. In this match, apparently Kingston got injured with his shoulder. We don't know how long he's going to be out. Hopefully it's just a little bit of rest he needs. Kingston, we wish you the best in your recovery. Then we move on to the Inner Circle versus America Top Team in Men of the Year. Finish came when Eddie Guerrero paid homage when Chris Jericho paid homage to Eddie Guerrero, and he hit a frog splash from the top rope on Lame Burt to win the match. Then we move on to the main event, which was Adam Page defeating Kenny Omega, a 3-year storyline culminating in one of my favorite finishes of all time. Hangman got the win after 2 buckshot lariats and a go-ahead from the Young Bucks. Phenomenal. Now we're just going to discuss the pay-per-view. You got all the results. Now we're just going to talk about it. I want to talk about, let's go around here and let's talk about what each of our favorite matches on the card were. And you know what? I'll start because it was the opening match. MJF and Darby Allin. The best pay-per-view opener since Bret Hart and Owen Hart at WrestleMania 10. I'll die on that hill. Even more so than the North American title ladder match.
Really?
Yes, even more so than that. This was a perfect match. And they couldn't, I was thinking to myself, how are they going to kick off the pay-per-view? I assume they were going to kick off with Danielson versus Miro. Like they did last year. They kicked off with the world title eliminator. So that way you bookend your pay-per-view with your number 1 contender and your champion.
Yeah.
But no, they kicked it off with this. And these two beat the fuck out of each other. Highlights of this match: Darby Allin's running fucking dive, his missile launch through the fucking second rope. Dear God.
How does he not die when he does that every time? It looks like his body is moving faster than 1 should be possible. And 2, when he hits, it's a dead stop. Every organ in his body has got to be slamming into his spine.
And the MJF took all of it.
Yeah.
Every bit of it.
Sheer fucking will and determination.
It is. It's got to be, because that's the only explanation for doing that and not dying.
Darby Allin is not here for a long time. He's here for a good time.
Yeah,
that's true.
That's fucking true.
It fucking shows. Other notable things is when MJF hit the tombstone on the apron after his knee had been worked over.
So
and he screamed like he had been shot.
He did. And it looked like he had been, because his knee collided with the hardest part of the ring. You know that's the hardest part of the ring.
I Googled it.
There was a great tweet about it, though, that was like, man, every single video game maker's got to be pissed off right now because they've got to update MGF's moveset after this match.
Dude, not even joking. Not even fucking joking.
4 or 5 brand new, out of nowhere fucking moves.
That apron tombstone. Fuck. I've always there's an old PWG match. It's Pete Dunne versus Mark Andrews. And Pete Dunne didn't wear knee pads at the time. and he hit a tombstone on the outside on Mark Andrews, no knee pads, full concrete. That
No,
was
thank you.
worse. That
Yeah,
was
no.
worse than this, but this was close.
There
That
was
looked
one-
like it fucking sucked.
So I think you had stepped out. I don't know if you rewatched it. So there was
I've
another
rewatched the
moment that
entire
was-
pay-per-view.
Okay, so there was a moment during the Baker Ty Conti match where she dropped her on the back of her head on the
Mhm.
apron,
Oh,
camera side. Doo-hoo! That was. I thought she hurt her at that point too, because the way she dropped her head was Conti's head was turned.
Yeah.
That wasn't a pretty one, but damn, that looked effective.
Fucking Naito and fucking Kota Ibushi were sitting at home creaming their fucking jeans over that spot because they didn't do it.
I'm
Right.
fairly certain if Coda's wearing jeans, they are very short jorts.
These
And apparently covered in cream.
he's wearing the Stacy Keebler special.
Oh. See, now I got that mental image. God damn it.
Hey, Kota Ibushi has
Gold.
got legs.
Golden Daisy Dukes.
No, but this match, it was phenomenal. Like at the beginning of the match, MJF said he was going to beat Darby Allin with a headlock takedown.
Yeah.
And he did the opening exchanges of pins. Breathtaking. That shit went on for like 2 solid fucking minutes.
Yeah. They were hard.
I'm gushing about this match like I just met the most beautiful woman in the world because I have. And it was MJF versus Darby Allin.
I thought you were going to say Wardlow.
Yeah.
The reversal of the Frankensteiner into the power bomb on the knee. Onto his already injured knee. The fucking reversal of the power bomb into that beautiful code red.
Yeah.
These two showed up to steal the show at the beginning, and you know what? They did.
Yeah.
They did. And at the end of the match, the ref Darby brought no, not Darby. MJF brought in the skateboard, and he slid it over to Darby, and he just pointed at his forehead and told him to do it. Darby threw the skateboard away. So then MJF reached into his pink trunks. Bad choice for tonight. The fucking paint though that Darby had, and he got it on fucking MJF's ass, made him look like he shit himself. That was a bad choice for tonight against Darby. I would have preferably gone black trunks.
Yeah.
But
Oh,
that's
dude.
just me.
Those black trunks that he has with the Burberry on the side and his MJF logo on the other. Oh,
That
Money.
one. That
Money.
one.
I
But
don't
yeah,
know his
then
fights that well.
he reaches
Well,
in, pulls out.
it's easy to know what tights he wears because he wrestles once every month. So
Yeah,
you kind of
he's
you get used to what it is because he had those. He had blue ones. He's had white ones with the Burberry on the side before too.
Okay.
And he had the ones with the lion tattoo on them or the lion mark on them as well when he faced Jericho.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, but he reached into his tights. He pulled out that dynamite diamond, hit Darby in the face with it, and then hit him with a headlock takedown for a pin, cradled him. 5 out of 5. I've got no complaints about this match whatsoever.
No.
If there was sloppiness in it, I didn't see because they made up for it.
Yeah.
But I didn't really see much in that. Those two went out there and had a perfect wrestling match. A match that will definitely be on my top 10 matches of the year.
Yeah.
Without question.
True wrestling.
Without question.
So what was so we were rolling FTR was next, right?
I'm
just saying, but that was the next match in the card, right?
Yeah,
Yes.
but that's not the
So,
question we were asking.
no.
The question is, what is your favorite match on the card? Kyle, go next.
Me?
Yeah, what was your favorite match on the card?
I gotta say it was Punk and Kingston. It had, I mean, dude, the freaking dude, just Kingston is the best. He has the best, like, one shot off whenever they look over to him out of nowhere, and the look on his face when he's just scowling and his eyes are as big as dinner plates. And then, dude, that look on Punk's face when he had his hand up in the air and he was getting ready to joke about the 5-knuckle shuffle, and you just saw the blood streaming down his face. That is like, I want to have that for a screensaver.
Mm-hmm. That chick who did, I can't remember her name. I'll figure it out and I'll post it in the chat or whatever. But she did artwork of the Becky Lynch blood face. I need her to do that Punk one and put it on a shirt.
That would be badass.
Mm-hmm.
I would buy that in a heartbeat. I would.
She works for Tiger Driver. I know that. She does like special edition shirts with Tiger Driver, which their special edition shirts are phenomenal. I just ordered the Ready to Rumble one because Ready to Rumble.
Yeah, why not? No, it was just a phenomenal match. I mean, there was no cheesiness, and Kingston was injured. He was still putting his all into it. There was one or two little minor flubs, but I mean, that can be forgiven to a little bit of ring rust on Punk's part. And, Kingston's never been in the best of shape. But I mean, they beat the living out of each other. And it was just the angst between them was believable. You bought every second of Kingston just hating the shit out of Punk. And
100%.
Huh?
100%. There was so like we've said before, nobody's told Eddie Kingston that wrestling is predetermined.
Right.
And he takes that to the thing. If you haven't had a chance, read his article from Players Tribune. It's fantastic. This is just in general, if anybody listening to this hasn't read it, take the time, whether you got a bootleg or whatever it is, doesn't matter. Find a way to read it. This guy is
You don't even have to bootleg it. He released it for free.
Yeah, it's on Twitter.
His passion is bar none. He's single-handedly the most passionate person about professional wrestling because it's his life. He thanks everything for this sport, and there's nothing more to it. So to see things like this, to see this match where, both guys went into this going, let's put on a good fucking show. Like no offense, Eddie's not the most athletically gifted guy in the world. Punk has lost a little bit of a step, and it's mostly from ring rust, being out a while, and he's 42 years old.
Yeah,
he's not going to be the same guy that you got years ago. So they wrestled a style that was really complementary to what they both know, and gave you that level of physicality that you seek so bad sometimes from. I don't want to say that it's not really missing in this generation, but it had that realism aspect to it. That was like a Stan Hansen match. That was dude was going out there with intent to injure. There was no like, oh, I'm going to play this safe and we're going to get this done at the end. No, they had their full reason was to go out there, make each other bleed, and put on a show for everybody.
Yep. And the amount of times they looked each other just dead in the face and were like, but you saw that look in their face, like they meant every second of it. And going back and showing the old Ring of Honor footage where they were in there together, at the same time, that kind of shit, it just adds it to the whole build-up. It was a great match. Like you said earlier, I hope Kingston's not out for long with that shoulder injury, but I guess it's just a re-aggravation of what he already had taped up anyway.
Yeah.
So hopefully it's just, like you said,
give him a month off.
Yeah,
Kingston's been running his ass off.
Yeah, he could just do promos for a few weeks and be fine with that because, I mean, dude, he's the king of the goddamn promo.
You know what? I saw this on Twitter. Someone said for a pay-per-view that had actual MMA fighters on it, Punk Kingston was the most believable fight they saw. Yeah. Because no offense to JDS or Andrei Arlovsky, Punk may be a former fighter, but he knows how to make fake fighting look real. Like Punk, like every transition I've seen with him, and like him doing actual like jujitsu and MMA holds, he's doing them correctly. Like he's locking them in. The only thing he's doing is he's leaving enough give so the person is never in danger. His triangle choke, you realize for a triangle choke, you got to get that shit underneath the knee to fucking make sure that shit's locked in good. You got to get your fucking shin beneath that, the arm pulled over. He puts it beneath his calf. So that way that person, it looks real because he's got the arm pulled across, but they've got enough room to breathe. They're not getting choked out or anything. Same thing with Danielson.
Sometimes he makes it too real.
Yeah, he does. But Punk and Kingston, notable things, man. The back fist at the beginning before the bell even rang.
Yeah, dude. As soon as he walked out there, you just knew he was coming to hurt him. The look on his face.
Punk, as we said before, he was bleeding. Punk got thrown face first into the turnbuckle, and because AEW has edge turnbuckle post, it's more of a believable when they bleed.
Yeah.
Which Punk bled for this match, and that was awesome. It really, color can go a long way in a match. Like it doesn't have to be in every match. Like I don't like the 90s thing of it where like it's a fucking cruiserweight title match between Johnny No Dick and Johnny Shit Knuckles.
That's your nickname, sir.
Shut the fuck up.
Knuckles or no dick.
Have you guys heard of? Oh my God, was that anal fisting legend porn star Johnny Shit Knuckles?
So Kevin fucking clued us into this thing, and then we started calling Clinton this when he got back because he was gone so long just to harass him.
You
So
can't
he goes to leave my house. It's like 2:30 in the morning. They're walking out the door. It dead fucking silent in my neighborhood. My ass goes, "All right, see you later, Shit Knuckles."
I know your neighbor's gotta love you.
Apparently, if you take an hour and a half to take someone home, that means you railed them to the fucking moon.
Yeah.
I had to drive from Romulus to Detroit and back, and we sat and listened to the Ice Nine Kills album outside of her house.
Lies.
Romantic. And these guys got to come back and go like, I can smell your fist from down here.
He walks down the stairs and Kevin goes, "I can smell your fist." Which is just the worst part.
And it was just abuse on my end for fucking an hour before I was like, all right, I'm tired. I want to leave.
Kevin was slightly more disappointed in anything else. The fact that you didn't bring White Castle.
No one told me to bring White Castle.
Yeah, but it's you. You literally.
You should assume.
My wife cooks a 4-course meal, and you're like, "Yo, I'm gonna DoorDash braise."
I need some tacos.
Bro, okay, so your wife makes shit with cheese in it, and I can't fucking eat cheese, so tell your wife to do better. And Sam, if you're in the chat,
she's not taking care of the kid, but you're over. You guys made chicken and dumplings earlier, and here's Clint. He's over the stove. I don't have anything for it. Okay, I've got 2. Please imagine these are a soup ladle. I come in, and here's Clint, fucking huddled over the stove, like. And I'm like, what are you doing? He's standing over the fucking stove like a goblin with a fucking soup ladle, eating fucking chicken and dumplings out of the goddamn pan. And his dad goes, "So good, you just got to eat them right there." And he just looks at us and he goes, "Good soup." What am I supposed to do with that shit?
Dude, okay, it was my birthday party. People were bringing me weed. I was high as
It's my precious.
fuck.
Yeah,
Find the precious, do it now, the habits.
Dude, that was,
it's pretty accurate.
oh my
actually.
God. No, it was because there was like a little left. There was like not enough to put a bowl together, but I was like, fuck it. I'm just gonna eat it out of the fucking pot.
You took 7 soup ladles. That's a bowl, sir.
That's more than a bowl. Plus, I ate those dumplings, like 3 of those things, and your gut was full.
In Clinton's defense, this was not one of those soup ladles that's like deep with the flat side. It's like a legit giant ass spoon.
Yeah.
So like if I had a larger bowl, I would eat cereal with it just for shits and giggles purposes. But you would take you'd need like a gallon of milk and an entire bag of cereal to make it believable.
So that's my Saturday.
Yeah.
I love all the tales of me being stoned off my ass.
They're always good.
Yeah, you're welcome, Shit Knuckles.
Shut the fuck up.
Oh man.
Punk in Kingston was amazing. 2 GTSs to take fucking Kingston out.
Yeah, I love the first one. He still managed to kick out of.
Yeah, and Cena fucking started the 5 moves of doom.
Oh my God, dude! I mean, as soon as he started doing that, I was and then he put his hand up and he's just like, nope.
Yeah, I would say so. Someone mentioned cereal. We had a viewer.
I'm gonna go get cereal.
We had it and he left.
I do like that we inspired him though.
Oh,
yeah.
Fuck.
You know what? I can do that. Hey, but if you come back, I want to know what the cereal is.
Yeah, you need to know what kind.
We need to know what kind it is.
Yeah, we need Johnny Shit Knuckles to endorse.
Quick round table. Favorite cereals, gentlemen?
Cookie Crisp.
Captain Crunch.
Lucky Charms. But I do appreciate Captain Crunch, the Crunch Berries. Not the Oops All Berries, but just Crunch
Okay,
Berries.
so hold on. I got a story real quick. It's about
Cutting the roof of your mouth.
No, it's about a coworker
that happens.
It's about a guy, Kevin and I used to work with. Kevin still does, but I used to. Apparently one day for his lunch, he ate a family-sized box of Captain Crunch dry.
Oh,
and then went home an hour and a half later because he was shitting blood.
Yeah.
Halloween Captain Crunch is
Hey, hey, I have a box of that downstairs. Just remember, the orange stuff makes your milk turn green.
Yeah, it's good shit.
Okay. But yeah,
Milk
Punk,
Chocolate, that's
Punk
fine.
Kingston was amazing.
All right, yes, it was. That was fantastic.
Ethan, what's your favorite match of the night?
It's got to be the main event. Kenny and Hangman. This has just been a culmination of a feud that's been going on for 3 years now, and even before that, the feud wasn't there. But these guys have been around each other. They've known each other. They've known each other this long. And really, honestly, when AEW began, Kenny came in and before the tag team title run. He didn't seem like a major player. They did a really good job keeping him kind of low key. There was that small losing streak that he had going on. He wasn't used on TV a lot. Yeah. And I don't know if it was necessarily because he's always kind of nursing through injuries at certain points in his career. And coming into AEW was right off of like his New Japan run and everything that he had done there. So I think he wanted to take it slow to begin with. But then as much of a goofball as he's been over the last couple of years, he's done some of his best work now, maybe not best work in the ring, but best work then, which culminates in things like the Hangman match. Hangman, on the other hand, is just, I don't have words.
Otherworldly.
This is a dude who he just literally quit his job being a teacher to be a wrestler. Like this was a guy who was months away from just continuing to do local shows or just quitting wrestling in general. And now he is your AEW world champion. He has had from the beginning of AEW till now the best character development. And the crazy thing is you can tell that, and you can tell that the connection that he has with the fans by taking 3 or 4 months off, not losing a step. There wasn't most of the time that'll kill momentum. He came right back, and it was like he was there the day before that.
Yep.
There was no step.
1 second about Hangman. Hangman is the most over thing in wrestling right now. Do you want to know why?
Oh, yeah.
What is the key demo?
Anxious millennials.
Yeah.
Yes, that's what we are. That's what the key demo they're going to is millennials, and most of us are anxious. There's nothing more
anxious younger guys. Yeah.
Yeah. There's nothing more relatable in wrestling right now than a guy with confidence issues, than a guy with anxiety, than a guy who just doesn't know who he is or what he wants to be. There's nothing more relatable in wrestling today than Hangman.
An alcoholic.
Yeah.
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 Like,
he deals with his demons in his own way, and he's got.
And you know what? Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I was just gonna say it's just, but like you said, it's relatable because everybody has had those, or know somebody who has had those exact same issues. Alcohol driven by some other confidence or aesthetic issue.
And let me tell you my favorite part about this match. It's the end, not the part where he pins him. That was awesome. My favorite part is what has Hangman always had in AEW? He's had a substance abuse problem.
He turned down the
when they went to go off from the beer and he threw the beer and he just hugged everyone. He was just like, I'm good. I've got family. He's accepted the Dark Order as his family. Like
nothing's stronger than family.
Like nothing is stronger than family. But like on a serious note, as like for those who don't know, and I know we touched on this before, I had a substance abuse problem. You know who fucking saved me? The motherfucker to my right. His wife, his kid, him, all of them pulled me out of that hole. And you know what? I got choked up.
You're not
really bad. I cried rewatching that because I didn't really appreciate it in the moment because we were around everyone. It was late. Everyone was getting ready to go. Rewatching it at home, I sat there and I cried because it was that moment. He was just like, I don't need this anymore. Or, not anymore, but in this moment, I don't need this. I need you guys. That was a beautiful little moment on so much build. Like a year essentially. Of
every
build.
week, a little bit more about them and him and the drama between will he, won't he, join them? Will he, won't he hang out with them, be buddies? And you can see how much all of them legitimately actually look up to him to a certain degree, especially like guys like Johnny Hungy, even like Reynolds and, I think they kind of, they all, actually do think of him as, he could be their, the guy that brings them, back together or whatever before they came back together kind of thing. But
yeah, because like the pillars of the Dark Order, in my opinion, are Grayson and Anna.
Mm-hmm.
But those two don't have leadership. They have the ability to keep people together, but they don't have the leadership that Hangman has. And Hangman is a believable person to get behind. And what happens when you get a believable person to get behind? You join together.
Mm-hmm.
That pop at the end, it was everyone in the audience, everyone at home, everyone with just this wave of euphoria that happened.
So
our baby boy is champion.
I love, my favorite part was the header at the beginning. The graphics team, we're proud of you. I almost lost it when I saw that.
So in the match, there were a couple of things that really struck me. First, just absolutely fantastic execution of delaying that buckshot lariat for as long as possible.
Yeah.
Then you had the standing lariat that Kenny sold like he was HBK fighting Hogan. That was the straight standing to do that. And to now know what state that Kenny was in at the time was amazing, because it's not an easy thing to do. You can get hit. The whole point is feel contact, take a bump, man. Dude, he straight flipped. Then we got the first unofficial kick out of a one-winged angel, because it wasn't by the guy who was supposed to be having it kicked out.
Hush your mouth, because Matt Jackson has kicked out of it when Hangman did it to him in the Revolution tag. It is not the first time Hangman has hit that move.
Okay.
True.
Fair enough. But Kenny kicked out of his own move, so that's nice.
Yeah. But the move was never done by Kenny, so the move is still
it never did. It was very projected.
No, he never hit it.
No, yeah. I don't think he could get him up there and bring him back down to hit it.
Yeah.
I think that's part of what was going on with that. That's why they teased it the way it was.
Well, is it shoulder injuries? Is that what?
Shoulder injury. Yeah, they were talking. He couldn't even lift a bar at the gym.
Oh, Jesus.
So, and then he went out there and just put on an absolute classic match. Yeah. Fantastic match. Yeah. I like the way of the ending. I like that there was minimal involvement by other people. Of course, Don Callis was going to be involved. That was just. Had to be a thing. But there were no Good Brothers. The Bucks really didn't get involved until a very important and very crucial part of the match, which was almost necessary. Like, that brought the story completely together. For anybody that doesn't know, who's new to AEW, the whole point was when Kenny and Hangman faced off the first time, Hangman wasn't ready, and that was the purpose. That was the point behind the Bucks and the way their actions towards Hangman and turning on him, everything. They did not see him as ready, even though he saw himself as ready. And so this has been the road to redemption for it. And the subtle nodding of both things, that was them giving him the go ahead. And I don't necessarily, I mean, there's a little bit deeper layers to this on their relationship with Kenny and things like that. And I'm sure that'll be addressed at times. I don't necessarily think this was them turning on Kenny, but more so just supporting, like welcoming Adam back into their, into their friendship, whatever you want to call it. Good graces, if you will.
Yeah, the fold.
But that just a fantastic way to end it. And once again, a shout out to AEW for taking the ending and not fucking it up. For a lack of better term, not fucking it up. And I'm not talking about the match. I'm not talking about the match. I'm talking about afterwards. Like Clint was talking about. You had the Dark Order come out. You had this.
Adam actually signed them because they were just standing on the fucking ramp, not coming down.
Yeah,
and Adam was like, get your asses in here.
But they came out of the tunnel. He brought them into the ring, and it ended on a good note. You don't always have to end with any kind of fuckery, and that's why I liked what they did earlier in the show with bringing Jay Lethal out earlier. There was no okay, who's going to be the guy? Where's the surprise at? There wasn't that, and because
no need for fuckery.
Right, the surprise was out of the way, and just let the emotions flow. Let it be there. Let it end on a high note. Send everybody home happy. That, to me, that was the epitome of not necessarily a perfect wrestling match, but exactly what everybody needed and what that pay-per-view needed and what that storyline needed.
A perfect finale to the best told story of the last decade.
Oh,
Not
yeah,
even a question last
For sure.
decade.
For sure.
Like, you know what? Since probably Punk Cena.
I think it's one of. I'm intrigued to see where what happens with Mox when he comes back. We're pulling for him,
Yeah.
so inevitably
No
when
rush.
he comes back, no rush on that. But I think that's going to be those two will be contenders for feud of the decade if that's going. And we're very early into the decade. Let's clarify that right now.
Mm-hmm. No,
that would be phenomenal. That would create numerous fantastic matches.
no, everything about that match was phenomenal. A phenomenal main event to cap off a phenomenal pay-per-view. Other matches that were really good. Actually, you know what? The one little tiny complaint I have, and I'm pretty sure everyone has it, is that some of the matches didn't need to go as long as they did.
Yeah, a couple were
Did
lengthy.
Pot, Cody, and Malachi Black and Andrade need 16 fucking minutes? No. Did the Super Click versus Jurassic Express and Christian need 22? No.
Not sure if it needed 22, but they did for the record. They did tie it up nicely. They
They tied it up very nicely, but there were parts of that match that felt like they were dragging a little bit.
But it was.
But other than that, it was a spot fest,
Wow.
and it was a phenomenal spot fest.
Yeah.
But like the best things about the match, fucking Luchasaurus pulling out a shooting star off the stage. That was great.
Sick.
Christian
Fucking
Cage
sick.
diving off the balcony. That was great. Of course, the finish where Jungle Boy concertoed Matt, finally showing that he has a killer aspect to him.
Yep. Yeah, that was the development of Jungle Boy's story, was giving him that edge that he needs to move forward and maybe like even challenge. I could see him going against Guevara for the TNT title after Lethal.
Give him a beard, he becomes a man.
They could pull a shocker and they could fucking have Lethal win.
Jungle Lad. I have a slight beef, and it's not actually about the pay-per-view in general. So Minneapolis wrestling used to be a huge thing. That's where like Legion of Doom came out of, Jesse Ventura, a lot of that stuff. There were a lot of moments where this crowd was freaking dead, just dead.
They were going on.
Right. Yeah, they were hot at certain moments, but there were times this crowd was and they'd go from hot to completely cold to really hot again during a match. And some of these matches needed them to be hot. I'm a big fan.
And Britt Baker. Ty Conti and Britt Baker.
They needed that, and
that's another match.
They're actually out there busting their ass, doing a fantastic. I loved it. I thought it was great, especially for somebody who is as green as she is, because Ty's still green. She is.
I think they should have ended it a few minutes earlier. I think the finish kind of like came after the high point of the match, and you kind of want to always finish on the high point. Yeah. So I think Britt should have won. Like maybe if that match would have been 2 minutes shorter. Well, it'd have been in contention for the best women's match of the year in AEW.
So that's the problem, though, is they finally heard the crowd going for it, and I think they got the signal because the crowd was finally into it, to give a little bit more on it, to go a little bit longer. So I think that's where that one developed at. There's not a bad match on the card, but yeah, my nitpick is minor too. It's a minor nitpick at that.
Even the most polite street fight I've ever seen in my life. Like that match took a while to get going. They could have shortened that match and just started. They should have just gone at it right from the get-go.
Yeah.
That was the other.
Giving Sammy that 2 minutes of ring time where he did that kip up and he like delayed actually coming up. Oh,
he was like Matrix. It was Matrix style.
Oh, yeah.
I felt my panties get wet from that.
And his 26-foot swanton, whatever the fuck that was.
Dude, it was the Sammy show again. Like, sure, Jericho got the win, but Sammy was the most over thing in that match.
Over. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Sammy was doing insane shit.
That ladder was 20 feet tall, so he was talking a 26-foot drop with his body included.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I'll give this to that. Speaking of that match as well, for all of the MMA fighters you could have pulled in there, one, JDS looks like he definitely could have a career in pro wrestling. He has the charisma aspect to it, and he doesn't look stiff, which is a big thing when you bring somebody else in, when you bring people in from a different location. A lot of wrestling is being loose. Stay loose with it. Loose with it. Don't look stiff. He did a very good job of that. The moments between Orlovsky and Hager were good. They were stiff as they should have been. And Orlovsky's actually got some charisma there. You can't let the guy talk on television, but he's got some charisma there too.
If y'all want to know why he can't talk on television, I'll tell y'all.
No,
it's my favorite interview ever.
Yeah, you told us, but I'm just saying, like, as a person that you could have brought on TV, they picked the right two people who were available to come on in regards to that. And that's not the last we've seen of Dos Santos. Orlovsky probably, but we'll see Junior Dos Santos.
Orlovsky, are you kidding me? Fucking, but you know what you do? You need to separate Men of the Year from America Top Team.
Oh,
that's not working for me. But a tag team consisting of Andre Orlovsky and JDS with fucking Dan Lambert as their mouthpiece. That would be a really dominant heel tag team.
Look, get JDS about 6 months in the ring, and then give me him and Wardlow, and just let me have a day. Tits. Yeah, I don't care about that. Everybody that needs to see the press release from Adam Page, go read it. It's fantastic, and I'm 100% convinced that nobody but him writes those.
Yeah, no.
If you read the bottom, he was just like, it says like this isn't officially recognized as an international day. I've emailed Bennett, but they told me to stop asking them.
Yeah.
No, but fucking that match was even pretty good. Like I said, the Sammy spots were great.
It was better than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah.
Proud and Powerful. They're phenomenal.
They're always good. Always
get them away from the inner circle now and just let them go.
Seriously, get them into the tag team title picture with Lucha Brothers and freaking Young Bucks.
The Boston Crab Gory special.
Yeah.
Phenomenal double submission. I fucking love it. And Sammy throwing the fucking football. That killed me. That fucking killed me.
I lost it when he chucked the football from like 4 feet away.
All you hear is thunk.
I was wondering, like, where the hell did that come from?
Which, if nobody's ever been hit by a football at high velocity and very close, that's not pleasant.
No, it hurts.
It sucks. Oh my god. Oh, but fuck. The only other match I say that went too long was probably Miro and Danielson. 20 minutes.
A little bit too
20
long.
minutes, like 50, like not even Omega and Page last year was 20 minutes.
No.
I don't know. I like watching Danielson wrestle. I could watch him do a 60-minute every night. That's my problem.
I would say this has probably been Danielson's weakest match since he came to AEW.
And it's
which I mean is a tall fucking
in the last 3 years.
Yeah,
it's better than anything he's done in WWE except for the Reigns match.
By far.
Yeah, that Reigns match was phenomenal.
In the most recent run, let's clarify the most recent run, because his WrestleMania 30 was.
Oh yeah. No, you're talking since the whole Save the Earth Daniel Bryan bullshit.
Yeah.
After pretty much anything after the Kingston match. Because that Kingston match was phenomenal.
Yeah.
I cried. If you make me cry, it was great.
But yeah.
Terrible.
Fantastic pay-per-view.
Yep.
I'm sure we'll keep bringing it up in other things. I hate that I had to wear this shirt because it's got Cody and Thou Shalt Not Be Named on it, but it's also got Hangman on it. It's the only Hangman shirt I own. Okay. So repping for Hangman. Dynamite's going to be fantastic this week. It's in Virginia. AEW is not known to pull the same bullshit that happens in other promotions where the good guy loses in his hometown. Yeah. So very happy about that. And we just can't say enough about it. He's got the editing powers. Don't worry about him. He'll be fine. I don't know what it is. Kyle, in case you didn't see it, also, we want to once again bring up the fact, because last week's episode got absolutely wrecked by my lack of a microphone. Once again, we like to send our shout outs to Buff Bagwell and his family in this hard time. Recently, Judy Bagwell was, I guess, taken from us. Judy Bagwell was 78 years old when she passed away. She had a very long-term battle with dementia. We love you, Judy. And our hearts go out to both Buff Bagwell and anybody else whose family has a loved one who battles with any kind of disease, Alzheimer's, cancer, dementia, anything like that. A lot of us have lost loved ones to similar scenarios. So, our hearts go out to you and our hearts go out to Buff. And we'll definitely be looking forward to watching Judy Bagwell on a forklift. And maybe if Clinton's feeling up to it, we can do a live reaction to that match, because I think that would be absolutely fantastic.
That'd be great.
It's been about 2 years since I've watched it, so
that's been longer than that. Fuck, I got to pick that one up again. I got to pull it up on YouTube.
So that would be fantastic. I'm afraid of what he did.
I'm pretty sure I know. I'm pretty sure I know what he did.
What do you guys think I did?
Hit the pipe a few times.
No, I'll do that on cam. I don't give a shit.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't know what you did. I don't want to know what you did.
I peed, guys. I'm stoned as fuck. I have a short bladder when I'm high as fuck. I got like an hour in between pisses. Also, I assume that comes with age.
It's got to cut into your work time. Yeah.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
Well, that's okay, Kyle. You wanted
my
to see
pee time becomes my shit time, and I sit down and I just stinker a little bit.
Yeah.
Kyle, you wanted to see him hit it, so I obliged.
Cheers. Mm-hmm.
Got to get you some channel points there, buddy. Welcome to Twitch, the only place you can actually kill your streaming mate on, and not in a video game.
YouTube, it might be legal. We're going live on that too right now.
Hey, YouTube. Yeah, it might be legal. So yeah, like I said, that kind of wraps up the
shit knuckles. All right.
That kind of wraps up the pay-per-view. Dynamite's looking to be kick-ass this week. It's going to be a fun ride. It doesn't matter. We're going to get a Hangman. I think we're going to see a Hangman Bucks confrontation, then Hangman Danielson leading into it. But while we're on the topic of AEW pay-per-views, our task for this week was the top 5 AEW pay-per-view matches. Now, I am horrible about special mentions. And the thing with AEW is they do a lot of special episodes. So we're very limited in the amount of pay-per-views that we have. I believe it's 13 total, including the...
Shut the fuck up!
Including the first year.
Matches. We're going to do a list about that.
Well, I'm just saying, but but I just wanted to clarify that Fest and Fight for the Fallen were pay-per-views the first year.
Okay, true.
There's been 13 pay-per-views.
Yes. So, with that said, Kyle, because you are our astute guest this evening, or whatever you want to call it, you're a fucking guest this evening.
Yes.
We will let you go first.
Okay, so we're going back from 5 down to 1 type deal?
5 to 1.
All right. Well, I mean, number 5 is pretty recent, but CM Punk, Darby Allin at All Out. That match was freaking amazing. I mean, you got to love the fact that it was CM Punk's first match back. I mean, and against somebody young that, obviously they're trying to give a big push to, and it freaking worked. Because, I mean, CM Punk, after 7 years out, I mean, a little bit of ring rust, like we've already talked about, but the man is 42 years old. And he said it in his talk with Renee Paquette on her podcast. Taking a bump is different after you haven't done it for 7 freaking years, is really different. He came back and he took his first one. He's like, oh, I forgot how much that sucked. And then you realize you're going to be doing it again for the next couple of years. But it was a great match, and the whole lead up to it. I mean, it just involved the whole CM Punk debuting and coming back, and that was just one of my favorite. Probably 2 months worth of wrestling shows in the last 5 years.
They were phenomenal. That match was fantastic. Holy shit, I forgot it was 2 months in between these 2 pay-per-views.
Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like it.
Do you want me to go or do you want you to go? Because I got a gummy here that I'm gonna.
No, I'll go. We can go counterclock. We'll go counterclockwise.
Get the cracker.
Yeah, exactly.
Say Sarah.
So, does anybody have a biscuit? For our UK friends, we call crackers biscuits.
By the way, this is 20 milligrams. If anyone was wondering.
Pussy.
Well, this is my third one today.
Okay.
If I did a 20 milligram, I'd be hugging my window. From the outside. So my number 5 is actually going to be my goofball match, and Clint's probably going to know what this is. It's Pac and OC. Pac and Orange Cassidy is the match that I show people who either don't watch professional wrestling anymore or who never have. The nice thing is there's the comedy aspect of it, but you also have somebody in Pac who exemplifies what it is for the actual in-ring work. Plus, Orange Cassidy, that's probably his second best match in AEW. So I'm going to go with that.
Well, I'm going to substitute out my number 4 then because that was my number 4. but I
Yeah,
will
same here.
substitute.
That was my number 3, so I'm substituting that out.
My number 5 happened Saturday. It's best opening match in pay-per-view
Yeah.
history. MJF
Yeah.
versus Darby Allin. If you want to hear my thoughts on it, go back about 45 minutes. Cool. Kyle, go ahead.
All right. Well, then, so number 4, I'm going to have to say Hangman and Omega versus the Bucks at Revolution.
Okay.
Because I mean, you can't. It was a really good match. It's building on the story, for the whole Hangman's, confidence aspect, and after the match, I believe that was one where, Omega let him just fall flat on his face instead of holding him up, but it was just a great match from beginning to end. I mean, the Bucks are obviously always an amazing show they put on, but with those two, I mean, Omega's speed with Jackson, I mean, his suplexes, his what do you call it? There's a different
Light.
His Snapdragon suplexes are, and to sell those properly is a whole different skill. And man, those guys can sell it.
That's how I knew his shoulder was injured on Saturday. Because he did. I think he hit 2.
He hit 2, and they were a little weak.
Yeah, and usually there is just massive. Like he's quick on those.
Well, you could see the snap in his upper body as he throws the guy, and it's like he has that first step. As soon as he does that kind of jump, and then he takes off. As soon as he takes off, he's at like 40 miles an hour.
Yep.
How are you not going to talk about the best moment in that match? The fucking kick out at 1. When they hit him with the V trigger after they promised him before the match they wouldn't do it. And Kenny was so pissed off at his friends that he kicked out at 1. It's the best kick out at 1 ever. There will never be a better kick out than that. Kenny Omega popping up and just punching the fuck out of the ring in anger. He was like, "Why did you do that? Fucking assholes." It's phenomenal.
It was a great match.
I was waiting for you to say that. Okay.
I'm not going to say phenomenal. You said it 97 times tonight.
They don't want none.
Number 4, also kind of a comedy match, but I'm not even mad at it. Stadium Stampede from Double or Nothing 2020.
Yep. We both just shared.
There goes my number 2.
There's my number 3. Yep. That was my switch out.
So Stadium Stampede at Double or Nothing 2020. Now the second iteration of Stadium Stampede, also fun, not nearly as effective though. Just if you get a chance, go watch the match.
Asshole.
There's so much that happens in this match.
Sammy getting hit by the golf cart is my favorite part of the whole match.
There's so much that happens. Just everything happens.
Matt Hardy, when he came back, going through all the different eras of Matt Hardy, while
kept
he was
getting hit,
drowned.
drowned. Every time he would get drowned.
Chris Jericho calling the play was pretty funny. I enjoyed
throwing
that
the
a lot.
flag. Him flag on the kick out.
I'm gonna go rewatch that after this.
I've got every AEW pay-per-view downloaded on my tablet.
Awesome.
And it's just great. If you guys need them, I'll put them on flash drives for you. You just pop them into either your TV or your computer and shit.
I'm gonna take that from you.
For legal purposes, this is a joke.
Yes.
Anyways,
we'll never do that.
My number 4 is it's a match that gets a bad rap. I had to put this one in. My number 4 is going to be the Omega Moxley exploding barbed wire death match. Finish aside.
Yeah, finish aside.
Up until the point where the sparkles were off, I was crying. It was the best turn character ever with fucking Kingston coming out. He didn't care about the rivalry between them anymore. That was his friend in that ring about to fucking die.
So because I didn't know what to expect on the explosions on the 4 corners, I hadn't seen like I just watched the Dark Side of the Ring on what was that, the league over there.
Onita?
Yeah. I watched that and I saw when all 4 corners of the ring exploded. I'm like, oh, that's what they meant to do.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, now I know why everybody was so disappointed, other than the fact that it was just an anticlimactic ending. I didn't quite get what they expected, and now I understand what should have occurred.
Omega being able to do the One Wing Angel and keep it protected while Moxley did not kick out. That was the most creative thing I've seen in a match ever. He just kicked the barbed wire and made it explode in everyone's face. The first time they actually went through the barbed wire brick platforms outside and they exploded, awesome. All the times they hit the ropes and the explosions went off, awesome. Everything except the sparklers about that match was phenomenal. And we would be talking about it more if the sparklers would have ended differently.
Agreed.
I don't know if we would. I think we would have been talking about it less. The only reason that I say that is because Eddie Kingston gave a fucking Oscar-worthy performance at the end of that match.
The anxiety, it got to me.
And then he stole a pair of Christian Dior Air Force Ones, which was fantastic. That's the whole reason that happened, too.
I love that. $1,500 shoes.
Mm-hmm.
All right, go ahead, Kyle.
Well, number 3 of mine was Pac and Orange Cassidy. So I'm going to knock that one out of there and throw something else in its place. But I got to think for a second on this one. So come to me on the third one.
Okay.
All right.
Come back.
I'll roll it up. So number 3 on my list is going to be Lucha Bros versus Bucks, the first one. And I'm not, and this will be, just actually to clarify, it's the Elite versus Lucha Bros and Laredo Kid from Fyter Fest.
Okay.
Oh, okay. That's
Yeah,
6-man?
Yep.
That was a good fucking match. It's not talked about as nearly as much as it should.
That wasn't
No, and actually, Laredo Kid would actually have, in my opinion, was probably the MVP of that match. And if you ever guys, if anyone, not necessarily you guys, because I know you can, anybody wants to go and check it out, CMLL or AAA, just go watch it. He's very good, and he's basically a Ray Phoenix clone. So,
yes. All right.
Which is kind of hard to do because Phoenix is amazing.
Do you have a number 3, Kyle?
Yeah, I'm just going to skip it and go to my number 2 at that one.
Okay, so I'll hit my number 3 out.
Yeah.
Because I had to replace 2 of my picks.
Yeah, so far.
Dick cheese. My number 3 is going to be Dustin and Cody from Double or Nothing 2019. I mean, what can you say? It's the best match of either man's career.
Yeah.
Oh, is that on your list? Did I
number 1?
Did I cause you an inconvenience? Good. Fuck you.
That was
Anyways.
that was the match.
Shut the fuck up. No? Okay.
That was the match that made AEW.
Shut the fuck up.
I'll contend with this. I think that was the match that made AEW.
No,
Legitimately. It set the pace for the entire company, and it will forever be Cody's best match.
Yeah.
And Dustin's.
Yes.
Yeah, I think so.
But I still hold out for another match from Dustin. But that will forever be Cody's best match.
Yeah. My thoughts about it are it's the first example of storytelling that AEW ever put out. These were 2 brothers. They were having they said we just want to have a match that we never got to have. Because WWE did a real shit job at giving them a platform for a match. And the first thing they did was come out and go like, this is what you're in for, and this is what you missed out on. And they went out there, and my God, if I was sitting at WWE headquarters and that match came out, I would have been like, we're fucked.
Yeah.
Would have been my first we're fucked moment is that. Not any other match on that card. But that. Is that. I would have been like, yeah, we're in some deep shit, guys.
Yeah.
We got to do some work.
We could have had that and we didn't.
But no, they just want to keep out pumping out the same bullshit product year after year.
It's okay. We're going to get another Charlotte and Becky match. It's okay.
Thank fucking God.
Yeah, because that's necessary.
I need that in my fucking life. Okay, Kyle, go ahead with your number 2 so we don't get more negative.
All right, number 2, and this is still one of my favorite matches ever to this day, is the Omega Moxley Lights Out match.
Hell yeah.
That freaking match. Dude, the barbed wire broomstick.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, come on, man. An entire freaking plywood 6x10 of just nothing but barbed wire to land in. Like, it was like a brutal old school, like WCW match. It was just pretty to watch.
Where's it at, Clinton? Do you have it?
Do I have what?
Holy shit, it's Trevor Davis.
Holy shit, it's Trevor.
There it is.
Hey, Bubba.
Trevor.
Go ahead and continue.
But yeah, that match it was just sheer brutality between the 2 guys. I mean, Moxley, it's freaking Moxley. I mean, he's just always, he can pull mean and, fucking brutal blood matches out of anywhere. But I mean, Omega came back and was just like, I'd never seen Omega in a no elimination kind of match like that setting before. And it was, man, it wasn't phenomenal. His technical badass wrestling. This was hard hitting, beat the shit out of, be brutal, and I mean, you just want to hurt that other person match.
Yeah.
It was great.
Yeah, it's my favorite death match that AEW has produced thus far.
Mm.
And I think it's the
Well, with one exception.
the second best use of the lights out stipulation.
Damn it.
All of us will probably have the other one on
Of course we will, because
our favorite TV matches.
list, yep.
God
Yeah.
damn it. I immediately, as soon as you sent me that text, I'm like, that match was my number one. And then you're like, oh, it's pay-per-view only. I'm like, son of
Yeah, I
a
was like,
mother.
remember, pay-per-view only, not special events.
So am I going on to number 2 here?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, go on number 2.
Go ahead and take either my number 2 or number 1.
Bucks versus FTR at Full Gear 2020.
Okay.
Okay, it's not on my list. Thank God.
Nope. That was a good one, though. That was still a good one.
So that was really the first time we got to see the Bucks and FTR, though, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. So that's because before that was the Bucks and Kenny and Hangman at All Out 2020, which is the best match on that card.
Yep.
Almost the only good match on that card, actually, which is weird.
What Revolution?
No,
that was Hangman.
No,
Okay,
All Out 2020 was FTR and Hangman, or was FTR versus Hangman and Kenny.
Okay,
Which is like
fucking
the best match.
fucking sacrilegious there. Because if you're saying that's the only good match in the card, you're speaking blasphemy.
No, I said that was the best match on the card.
Okay.
I said it was the best match and almost the only good match.
Yeah, he said almost. He didn't say only.
Yeah, because that main event was a banger.
Because that was Moxley and Jericho, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was.
That was Moxley and
was it Moxley Kingston?
Moxley MJF.
Oh, yes. Okay, so there were 2 good matches on the card, and the rest was, by AEW standards, not great. Anyway,
And Matt Sydal.
Right. So anyway, Bucks, FTR Full Gear. That was really the first time the Bucks got to face FTR, and that was a match we were waiting for a long fucking time.
Yeah.
Holy shit, were we waiting for that for a long fucking time? And I wanted to say yeah, because that theme was actually pretty fucking good.
It grew on me.
It did. At first, not a fan. Later on, pretty good. Yeah, that was two completely clashing styles. You had that very 1980s golden era wrestling that FTR does, and then you had the high flying style that the Bucks like to take. But FTR really showed, that was the match where they showed that they're not just fists. They also have a little bit of flips in them, because I think that was the one where Dash Wilder hit the was that his first moonsault?
Springboard 450.
Springboard.
Yeah.
That cost them the match.
Yep.
Yeah, shit happens. But yeah, that's my number 2.
But he hit it.
My number 2 is another Bucks match. It's the Bucks versus Lucha Bros from All Out 2021, the Steel Cage match.
That was my number 1.
That was my number 1.
Yeah, good. Fuck you both.
That was what I moved to number 1.
Yeah, that
Eat
was,
a dick.
that was my number 1 from the get-go, because that match was friggin' amazing.
It was amazing. The best storytelling that they've done in a tag team match so far. Even more, I like it more than the Hangman. The only reason I didn't put Hangman and Omega versus the Bucks on there, because I knew one of you fuckos was going to. And I think this is the best tag match AEW has done. The steel cage stipulation was brutal. That is their Hell in a Cell. That is what WWE claimed their Hell in a Cell is. That was brutal and violent. The super kick with the thumbtack shoe.
Oh.
Horrific. Ray Phoenix being Ray Phoenix.
Yeah,
Kicking Nick Jackson off the cage and then doing a dive onto him, leading to the fear factor.
Yep.
Oh my God. There's so much shit in that match too. Brandon Cutler trying to get involved by fucking throwing the shoe. They actually did tag team moves in it. The Bucks being over heels. It was phenomenal.
Yep.
Not my number 1 though. Not my number 1. Very close to being my number 1 pay-per-view match. That one was always number 2. Wait, no, it wasn't. That was Stadium Stampede. Fuck you. That was my original number 2. But yeah, this is going to be my number 2. I'm going to put the best tag match I think AEW's ever had.
Well, that was my number 1. I'm not going to replace it, because that match is. I can't outdo that match. That match was amazing. I don't think there's been a better match in AEW yet. I think that was the best one. There was brutality. It was the end of the good story mode. You know, I mean, it was great.
In a word that I am infamous for, ditto.
Swear to God, if you get me killed by your wife at your vow renewal, I'm gonna kill you before she gets to you.
Oh, please tell me you're gonna do that.
That's
You're
probably a safe bet if we're being honest.
yeah.
No. So okay, so my number one. Sorry, I gotta talk twice in a row because these fuckos aren't creative. My number one is the best main event in AEW history. Not even a contest. It was the best feud that came out of a bad situation. Moxley and Kingston from Full Gear 2020. That I Quit match
Yeah.
was breathtaking.
Where he's got the barbed wire wrapped around him, or Kingston's wearing the green singlet.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Yeah, he
Yeah.
did that.
Match.
He got the bulldog choke in, tears in his eyes. He had to say I quit because he was gonna die. They were selling it like he was gonna die if he didn't quit.
He probably would have. I'm actually kind of surprised he didn't. Because imagine the legend of that. You get Nick Gage level stuff, but like you can tell a story. No offense to Nick Gage, because I really don't. I'm afraid. I'm honestly, he's like a boogeyman. I'm afraid he's going to kick my fucking door in right now.
Don't say his name 3 times.
Yeah, so I'm not going to say. God damn it!
My name's Ethan
Not
Hubbard.
going to say it. Not going to say it. Not going to say it.
My name's Ethan Hubbard.
Hey.
I live at.
Look. And I'll know it's him because he doesn't wear a mask when he does illegal shit.
He just walks in and gives you a phone and says, "Give me the money."
Exactly. But Kingston could be the scariest dude. Like if he died in the ring and then they revived him in the ring, fantastic. So
yeah, but that's my number one. I don't really want to dive too deep into it. I think it's the best use of weapons that they've ever done in a match. I also like best story, the whole build up to it, everything, the whole you can't touch promo. Fun. It's the best promo they've done in AEW. But Halo Infinite came out, and we're gonna go play that.
I'm still playing Forza, but yeah.
I don't have an Xbox, so I'm not gonna be playing that.
So we're gonna call it a night for tonight. We kind of wanted to keep this around an hour 15, and I think we did that. I thought this format went really well. I appreciate you both. Once again, thank you both for coming to hang out for my birthday. I loved it. It was the best.
You're welcome.
32 ain't gonna be so bad.
Thank you for coming to my house to hang out for Clinton's birthday.
Thanks for having me over.
No, but I love you both, and until next time, as always and forever, my name is Clinton Davis. That is Ethan Hubbard. That is Kyle Goff. We are on a forklift. God damn it, we love you, Judy.
We love you, Judy.